Welcome to the Oracle TV pop-up studio here at the Pagan Federation conference in London. And guess who I've just bumped into? An old friend, King Arthur Pendragon.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Yeah, you've been very busy. I mean, obviously we follow you on Facebook, we follow you in the media, and you contributed to Psychic Oracle magazine a little while ago. What's the latest news for you? We've just had the solstice.
Well, we've just had the solstice, and just prior to the solstice, and you can have one of these as a keepsake, I ran for Salisbury.
Wow, MP?
Yep, and I actually trebled my vote. I got 3 times the amount that I got last time I stood in Salisbury.
Wow.
Do that again and I might even retain the deposit, you never know.
Wow.
But yeah, 750 people in and around Salisbury wanted me as their MP in Westminster, so that they voted for me. So that was quite a busy time. Since then, obviously, done the solstice. And,
how was the solstice this year?
The solstice was absolutely brilliant this year. Beautiful sunrise, not quite as cloudless as it was last year, but 2 years running now we've had a beautiful sunrise. Yeah. Also, a lot less of a litter problem, a lot less of an antisocial problem. A lot of the Druids and a lot of the Pagans often say to me, trouble with the solstice is too many people come for the wrong reasons. I always say, yeah, they may come for the wrong reasons, but they always come back for the right ones. And to
That's really interesting,
and to those who say, actually, it's not spiritual enough, I say, well, robe up, turn up, and come and help me make it more spiritual, because we need people at solstice. But it was a really lovely gathering this year. Now we're looking forward to, obviously, September, when we'll be doing the equinox at Stonehenge. Yes. But you don't have to come to Stonehenge. You can go to your local sites. But for those that do come to Stonehenge, one of the things we done this year, which was quite interesting, was we definitely drummed up the sun for dawn, and I found myself on the Baran playing next to a full drum kit, and on that full drum kit was Dave Barbarossa of Adam and the Ants.
What, a proper traditional drum kit?
Yes, and we drummed up the dawn with a lot of drummers and a lot of chanters from a group called Chant. And I believe you're familiar with Youth, who's a member of OBOB. Well, he's one of the organisers who put it together, and they turned up for us at solstice, and I drummed alongside, and we drummed for a good 2.5 hours solid to drum up the sun, the dawn, and it was a clear one.
The solstices are still going strong, and you were a pioneer for 16 years about getting access to that. I was there with you that first summer when we got back in, filming you then.
That's right. You filmed me in 2000 when we first got back in. I mean, a lot's changed since then. We're working with the police and with the authorities to make sure it's a trouble-free and an enjoyable event for all. But now, of course, things have changed in as much as you'll find it on the bucket list now. So a lot of people, when we're talking about the solstice, as opposed to the other 3 times a year when we get in, which is at the equinoxes and the winter solstice, a lot of people say, well, it's just a party atmosphere. I always say, well, it always has been akin to a secular event such as Trafalgar Square on New Year's Eve. But like I said earlier, people may come for the party reasons, but they'll come back for the right ones. And one way, and this really happened, I'll give you a little story, I'll give you an illustration. About 2 years ago, I was in the centre circle, and there was a guy in front of me, and he's shouting up to someone climbing on the stones, "Get off those effing stones!" He didn't say effing though, he filled in the blanks. Anyway, so I tapped him on the shoulder. He didn't know who was behind him. And I said, "That's rich coming from you. You was up there last year." He spun on his heels and said to me, "No, I wasn't. That was a year before." Think about it. So the first year, he was actually pictured in The Guardian. That's how I knew it was him, on top of the stones.
Second year he was back, but he was behaving himself. And the third year he was policing it.
That's right. There you go. Fantastic. So they may come for the wrong reasons, but they come back for the right ones.
Now, when people are watching this, I mean, the awareness of Druidry, awareness of paganism is growing yearly. And we've got a lot of people who are now, their interest is being stimulated. They're watching these videos on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter. What would be your message to new people who are saying, "Oh, that's interesting. Do I have to become a Druid to live the life? Or what can I do? What can I do to contribute?"
There are a number of different levels and a number of different ways and a number of different commitments within Druidry. But what I would say to the people out there is find out a little more about it. I mean, some of the places you can find out, obviously, in books. You can obviously find out on websites. Look up mine, www.warband.org. Look up Arthur Rex, that's me. Look up Arthur Rex on Facebook, and you follow links from there. Find out what's going on and get involved to a lesser or a greater degree.
So it's not like a religion. If people don't have to worry about, if I show an interest, I've got to sign up to a religion, I'm either in or I'm out. It's very inclusive on different levels.
On a number of different levels. It's very, very eclectic and very. I always say when I lead a ceremony, I always say you don't need to be overtly or even covertly pagan or druid to say the druid's vow, because the druid's vow, we use the word spirit, and the reason we use the word spirit is because it can mean any deity or any belief structure that you believe in. So all we say, and this is what we do when we join circle, is we swear by peace and love to stand, heart to heart and hand in hand. Mark, O Spirit, and hear us now, confirming this our sacred vow. And anyone can say that, because spirit is anything that it means to you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Arthur.